Institute of Directors has been finding solutions to some of the most burning issues related to boardroom practices for the past 25 years.
IOD has run a very unique service for the growth and development of India and for making businesses fly in India.
Coinciding with its Silver Jubilee function, IOD presents the 17th World Congress on Environment Management.
Both environmental governance and green growth. So these are all important issues which needs to be discussed because more and more awareness will create more action.
Watch the episode at these times only on Times Now. Climate change, environmental degradation. These are key challenges confronting human civilization, making it imperative for organizations to follow eco-friendly business practices.
Globally, this is a major concern world over on environment, and we need to be sure that we move towards low carbon trajectory.
We are doing a lot of activity which are harmful to the environment, and we have to save the planet for the future generations.
Green growth is about fostering economic growth and development.
The energy output is more than the input, which means that we are eating into our environmental factors.
Paving the way for a sustainable world, the Institute of Directors held its 17th World Congress on Environment Management in New Delhi. Coinciding with its Silver Jubilee function, the Congress was organized to discuss the theme Environmental Governance, Transition to a Green Economy.
Over a period of 25 years, IOD has been instrumental in sending a word across to the corporate sector regarding the corporate governance, regarding ethical business, regarding various aspects which are applicable today.
I think it's very important and it's very relevant for the development of India and also really protecting the environment. And I think these steps they have taken, they are remarkable.
We try to make a point on the importance of climate change, importance for India but also for the rest of the world, and so that was very timely because we are currently preparing a conference on climate change.
These steps they have taken, they are remarkable.
We try to make a point on the importance of climate change, importance for India but also for the rest of the world, and so that was very timely because we are currently preparing a conference on climate change.
The inaugural session not only celebrated IOD's role in improving the quality of corporate boardrooms for the past 25 years, but also shed light on the theme of environment management.
As IOD completes its 25 years, it is proud to have made its mark on the Indian corporate landscape in many ways. In fact, Honorable Prime Minister, for this occasion, sent a message to IOD in which he said that I hope the Institute will continue to excel in its efforts to groom corporate professionals for India as it has done till now. The IOD's mission as a professional organization has been to lead a holistic and ethical boardroom. That is the main. Second is prepare the directors for the turbulent time and for the need of the board. And third is put business at the center stage as far as the board is concerned to drive social, environment and ethical agenda. Thank you very much.
For the last 6-7 years, I have been associated with IOD. I am always thinking that when we think of Institute of Directors, I suggested, why don't we call it Institution of Visionaries? Because these are the visionaries with whose vision the corporate world in India and abroad would grow to greater heights. We give awards. In the jury, we nominate people for doing excellent work in different fields. Now, you will tell us, as members of the jury, all of you together, how IOD has fared and what you expect IOD to do better. Because as I said, for IOD, today is tomorrow's yesterday. Thank you.
How silently over these 25 years, a beautiful institution has come into shape. I congratulate all those who are associated with it and all those experts who helped Madhav Mehra build this image, this model. And IOD today is not merely a non-profit institution. It's a metaphor for the change that we will see in the corporate world.
When you sit with such eminent people, you can only take back huge amounts of inspiration. And the reason for that was because we all share the same passion that going forward, we need to make sure that the business world is responsible, sustainable, but doesn't leave anyone behind. And I would urge all corporates sitting in this room today to look carefully at what they are doing within their organizations to make sure they meet up to the challenges of a world where we are going to see a growing population, a shortage of water, a shortage of food, if we are not going to be responsible citizens. And that is the key to all of this.
The second day of the conference saw Environment Minister Prakash Jubliee take centre stage along with other dignitaries as he spoke about the relevance of environment management and the way forward for environmental sustainability.
We will deal with this climate change threat effectively and will overcome it. We identified 17 critically polluting sectors, air and effluent, and in that we listed out 2,306 units. Now, after all units were actually enumerated, they were nearly 2,800. 800 were small, so 2,000 were big. We mandated them to install 24/7 effluent monitoring system. And I'm happy to inform that out of 2,000 which we are strictly monitoring, more than 1,000 have already placed their machines there and devices there. We can see which industry is polluting. If it pollutes more than the limit, within 15 minutes, the SMS alert goes. Narendra Modi's great success is that he has created a mall. Swachh Bharat, automatic, shuru ho gaya. Everybody has started action. And we will complete it. Waste management is the essence of it. We are bringing an entirely new regime. It's a revolution. Swachh Bharat will happen only after that. We want to clean our waters. We want to clean our air, clean our environment by waste management. We want clean energy. And we want more green. That's my mandate.
We cannot vehemently deny the fact that we have been utilizing resources for a long period of time without understanding the repercussions that our future generations will hold on. Because the estimation, according to what we are going in, that we will lose 80% of our fresh water by 2025. And if that becomes a scenario, then it's not a far-fetched story and a fairy tale that a lot of countries will start fighting, not for oil, but for fresh water. Unless and until the environment is put on the central agenda of your desk, it is not going to be respected enough. And the more you disrespect environment, it is going to disrespect you back very soon. Thank you.
In the telecom sector, we are taking very many proactive steps in reducing our carbon footprint. Mobile telecom services operators have been asked to put at least 50% of their rural towers and 20% of the urban towers on hybrid power by the end of this current year, 2015. Department of Telecom has also long back permitted sharing of passive infrastructure. So now it is not necessary that the power supply, the towers, and the generators and all these things need to be separate for every telecom service provider. They can be common. And by this, approximately 30% energy savings are being noticed. I would like to say that the telecom sector is trying to take all possible measures proactively, which will contribute towards the saving of our environment from climate change harmful effects. I thank Institute of Directors of India for their human service by selecting such a vital issue for long-term survivability.
Today's life is impossible without use of chemicals and petrochemicals. The petrochemicals, what we call plastics in common language, are all pervasive in all walks of life. More than 97% of plastic is getting recycled without our knowledge. But this 2 to 3% plastic which is being littered all over in our environment in India is posing a problem. So therefore, my ministry and my department is actively involved in dealing with this problem of plastic littering. So we should not only take all these steps, administrative steps, we should also start spreading the awareness about the plastic right from the elementary school up to the top level. And the plastic recycling should be a subject in the universities so that it can be effectively understood by the society.
The theme of this conference is about environment management, and DSM Sanochem Pharmaceuticals is actually the leading pharmaceutical company, especially in the active pharmaceutical ingredients in the world, which actually revolves its business around sustainability. So for us, quality, reliability and sustainability are at the core of what we do in the world.
In today's circumstances, the environment management is extremely important. We understand that we are running out of resources, natural resources. I think this conference was very much required.
I think they are doing a great job, and with the new Companies Act putting more emphasis on the role of independent directors, the role of Institute of Directors is going to be much more important in future.
On the other side of the break, we bring you the prestigious Golden Peacock Awards. Stay tuned.
How we can go green by going digital.
The entire town of Raniganj is sinking because we have scooped out the coal and left vacuums. So every now and then we see a part of Raniganj just sinking into Mother Earth.
The Institute of Directors has been striving to enhance governance and sustainability through constructive engagement with top executives.
The service to environment, the protection of environment, the mitigation which is required.
The Institute of Directors has been striving to enhance governance and sustainability through constructive engagement with top executives.
The service to environment, the protection of environment, the mitigation which is required to be done, it has to be a part of the cost which we have to bear. It cannot be a mere 1%, 2% of the profits below the line. So I think that is the realization where we have to make it part of the way we do things. The second thing which I would like to say is that often we have heard that business wants environment to be business friendly. I think business has to be environment friendly. There is no other way in which business can be done.
Whatever degradation is happening and whatever cost that needs to be paid to maintain a certain structuring processes, are we even calculating that? Is that being calculated into the cost of a particular product? I think that's where we are missing out. Utilizing science for sustenance, and sustenance for us as a race, sustenance for us as a country, sustenance for all times to come for the industry as well. Because if human beings need logic to sustain themselves, then let the logic flourish.
Encouraging individuals to continue the good work, IOD conferred upon them the Distinguished Fellow Awards for their expertise in matters relating to public affairs.
The first Distinguished Fellow, which would be honored by our chief guest, Baroness Verma, is Amitabh Kant.
made India an extremely complex, a very difficult and complicated country with huge amount of rules, regulation, paper, procedures, acts. We just need to scrap them to unleash this huge energy of the private sector. And I think just let the private sector fly. And when the private sector flies, India will grow at rapid rate. And I think each Indian will grow and expand.
The next distinguished fellow is Mr. Dinesh Saraf, Dinesh K. Saraf.
I believe this is a recognition of the excellence of ONGC and the people and the quality of its apex leadership resident in its board and excellent constituency intellectuals both from academic and corporate world. I humbly receive this ownership and recognition of ONGC's unique value system in its people and its leadership. I am deeply touched and overwhelmed.
The next distinguished fellow is Mr. Ravi Parthasarthi.
I can only congratulate the IOD for being a candle in the darkness, because there's a lot to be done, sir. You all have achieved very great lengths in the subject, but a long way to go, and I wish you all the best. And I would like to thank all of you for remembering me today. Thank you.
Dr. Tayyab Kamali.
I'm so humble, and I feel a small player among such huge leaders that are sitting to my left, and I can't say how proud I am to be playing this small role with you this evening in promoting what IOD stands for.
The highlight of the conference was the presentation of the Golden Peacock Awards. The prestigious award recognizes and motivates companies to spearhead the movement of environmental sustainability. Several companies were awarded in these categories: occupational health and safety and eco-innovation.
I now announce the Golden Peacock Awards 2015 for occupational health and safety. Lafarge India Private Limited, Major Cement Plant. The next winner is LG Electronics India Private Limited, Greater Noida. The next winner is Godrej Properties Limited, Bombay. They win in the real estate and construction category. I have pleasure in announcing the Golden Peacock Eco-Innovation Award. DSM Sinochem Pharmaceuticals India Limited, category Pharmaceuticals. Last award in this is Wellspun India Limited, Bombay.
The 17th World Congress culminated with the presentation of the Golden Peacock Awards for Environment Management. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar bestowed this honor on several organizations.
So we'll now move on to the presentation of awards to the winners of the Golden Peacock Environment Management Awards. Tata Motors Limited, Pantnagar, the award will be received by Ms. Alok Singh, Plant Head. Next, VFS Global Services Private Limited. The next is the Orient Cement Limited, Devapur Cement Works. Next is PI Industries Limited, Jambusar. The next would be the Yes Bank Limited. The next is Afcons Infrastructure Limited, Bombay. Next is Infosys Limited, Mysore. Next we go to Indian Oil Corporation, Mathura Refineries. Next is Glenmark Pharmaceuticals Limited, Goa. GMR Hyderabad International Airport Limited, Mr. Nitin Srivastava.
Setting the benchmark for corporate excellence, the 17th World Congress was an excellent platform for business leaders, policymakers and sustainability experts to exchange views on critical issues related to the environment.